Hello, how you doing, guys? Thought I'd hop on for a bit of a stream, talk about what's been happening over the last few hours, the last couple of days. So it looks like we're departing buy zone 1. We're approaching buy zone 2, or we're in buy zone 2 now. Beautiful. This is excellent. The further this goes down, the more powerful your money becomes for buying or accumulating, you know? You know what I mean? So, will we see a buy zone 3? Maybe. Might happen. I've been keeping my eye on Ethereum. Ethereum is back to its previous all-time high. Look at that. Back in 2018. That's equivalent to Bitcoin going down to $20,000, essentially. If Bitcoin gets back down to its 2018 all-time high, then we've got ourselves a $20,000 Bitcoin. So, how you doing, Honest AF? Douglas Howard. Cash me out or hush your mouth. Sean McGibbon. Hamid Shear. Saleh Tavasoli. AC. Buddy Langford. The homies. Let's go back to this daily chart on Bitcoin. So we're now the lowest we've been in quite some time. This is the cheapest Bitcoin's been in quite a while. It wouldn't surprise me if today was another red day, as we've like broken support of this previous low here. Let me just draw that up for you. That's it right there. Let me get a solid line. Get this coming across here. We'll make that a different color. Yeah, look at that. If I just change the view of this, these candles here, we'll be able to see we dipped below that low, which was early to mid-May there. What is that price? Like 27K? Or 26,700? Sarah! How you doing? Michael Branch. Great to see you on here. Scotty! A little bit of consistency, yes. You, Scott. Yeah, a little bit of consistency goes a long way. Let's have a look. We've got... Oh, London Calling. How you doing? I remember your name. MG. I remember you too. And Tuggy. All in a row. All of the OGs. I am doing well. I'm doing very well. Crypto is going on sale further and further and further. I mean, look how far back it is to Bitcoin all-time high. All the way back up where that purple line is. Come a long way. So, from here, I think the fact that Bitcoin's well and truly into the 20s, like, you know, we're almost 25K. What other supports have we got working for us in this zone? Can we see anything? On the way up, there was some resistance seen back in 2020 or late 2020. This here, this level, and then also this top. But we've already come down from that second one that I've circled there. So let's focus in on this. And let's figure out what the level that is. It's basically $24,000. $24,300-ish. So that's the next sort of area that I can see any kind of support would be at, yeah, around 25k, 24.5. That's if we don't start picking up support just in the middle of nowhere here. The reason we're sort of stalled a bit is because we've come back down to the bottom of this wick here, right there. Which is 26,700, so a little bit under 27k. So, welcome back to anyone that's joining back from the last stream, and any newcomers, thanks for tuning in. Remember to smash the like button if you haven't already. Yeah, we're just having a look at where things might be heading. So, yeah, I really think that there's not a hell of a lot of price structure between 20 and 30, so it's kind of just floating in no man's land at the moment. There might be a little bit of action, like I said, off 24,300-ish because of this area here, that resistance that was met. But yeah, there's much bigger. This means a lot more, $20,000, because we've hit it as resistance twice in the past in a big way. Obviously we broke it and then went up, but that would be, these three buy zones take care of all of the price action between 30 and 20, basically. So it's just cost averaging between 30 and 20, because we don't really know where the support is going to be. Like the big bounce, I mean, I can see why a lot of people might think 20k just because of that all-time high back in 2018, or actually happened in 2017. And then obviously the resistance in late 2020. So yeah, I think that's reasonable to suggest that that might be the bottom, 20k. Just a theory, don't count on it. You can certainly get wicks going through 20. That can happen. So what else have we got? I mean, little bit of potential relief starting today across the board. See how that goes. Ethereum is very, very cheap. It's come right back down to its previous all-time high, as we said. Check out that Ethereum accumulation zone right there, like between, say, here and here. That is what accumulation looks like. That's multi-year, just flat market. So, you know, the true flat, boring period may not have even begun yet. You know, like we could see a couple of green days here and there, but for the most part, we are still very much on a downtrend. There's nothing to suggest we've broken the downtrend yet. It'll take a higher high and a higher low to signal that we're out of this downtrend. People were starting to get a little optimistic back here because we had that low and then a higher low. We had these highs and then a higher high. So I can see why people are thinking, oh, yep, we're on a new trend. We're going to start, you know, recovering and building ourselves back up to to challenge the all-time high again, but it wasn't to be. Sort of got like a head and shoulders kind of thing happening. Like, well, this was this head and shoulders here. And there was like a smaller head and shoulders right here. So, are we double bottoming? Are we 1, 2? Are we double bottoming here and then staying flat and then potentially building back up? It's a good question. We just have to wait and see, because no one knows the future. No one really knows what's going to happen. We can only sort of speculate, as you all know. Let's have a look at Dogecoin. Yep. Fell out of that bearish continuation pattern there. It's basically a bearish wedge or bearish triangle. So you get these on the way up too. So if I invert this, like let's pretend this was a bull market. We're all familiar with up, consolidation, and then breakout. So it's just the same is happening, it's just inversed. So we're heading down off that continuation pattern. So yeah, this is the cheapest Doge has been in quite a while. It's below 7 cents. We're working with, we've got 6 cents is certainly on the cards. Probably lower, but accumulation. If you're a Doge head, like if you believe in Doge really long term, then this is only good news, right? So yeah, when you see some green on the board, don't let that fool you. Don't think that that's the end of the bleed out. These are just like small relief. This is the result of people accumulating, really. You know, you'll get a couple of green days here and there, but for the most part, the trend is down and has been for some time. So we all realize and understand that we're in a downtrend, a downturn, or a bit of a crypto recession. Don't be fooled by these like little rises. This is just, yeah, like I said before, the result of accumulation. So, you know, whales buying it up. But for the most part, the trend has stayed low because they haven't put on the green light yet. But yeah, that's the name of the game. It's just a downturn. It's a bear market. It's accumulation time. And we just need to be patient and wait for those signals to return that, you know, that we're out of this slump. Now, those being higher highs, higher lows on the higher time frames. So even the weekly, like if we look at the weekly chart, and I hide the drawings here. So this is the Bitcoin weekly chart. You can see that the MACD is taking a real deep dive here. So that's good. That's excellent. It's going to really wind it up for the next major move, the next major bull cycle. Because, you know, things don't stay negative forever with Bitcoin. If the past is any indicator of that. So, and buddy, yeah, I don't think Doge will die. There's nothing to really stop it. It's just that the value, like, can we return to 75 cents? Crazier things have happened. So yeah, I think think my opinion, no financial advice, is that Doge is gonna recover to its previous glory at some stage. It's just a matter of time. Like, when's that gonna happen? Who really knows? But it's kind of reminiscent of XRP. If I show you that, I need to get a really old XRP chart though. Like, I'm talking Bitstamp. Yeah, this is the XRP chart for bits from Bitstamp. Delete these lines. If I go to the weekly, yeah, you can see it did have a pretty good shot in the most recent bull run, but nowhere near to where it got up to in 2018, 2017, 2018. $3.30 was the high. And it has not recovered to its former glory of that crazy. That was just complete mania. Like, that was hype, crazy, like, insane. And that's why there's such a big XRP army, is because a lot of people came into crypto during this hype here, this huge uptick. And there's a lot of bag holders still around these levels. So yeah, they've had a long struggle, like waiting for any kind of like second coming. This $2 mark was the best it could do. Didn't quite make it up to the previous all-time high. If you notice, a lot of alts not only surpassed their all-time high, but really smashed it. Like, they went up, they made crazy new highs, whereas XRP, it didn't do anything near that. It just, it came up halfway, and that's probably thanks to the whole SEC court case thing. It's really sad for XRP to do that. Yeah, but here we are. Thanks, Ben Brown, with the super sticker there for $2. Appreciate that. So yeah, I wish XRP well. I don't have anything against it, really. I just see it as another tool for trading, really. And I mean, all of them are. I don't have any kind of like deep connection and love for any of them, really. Maybe Bitcoin, but everyone wants Bitcoin to do well because it's the thing that drives the market, the crypto market. So we all wish Bitcoin well. People get frustrated of Bitcoin when it does come down. It can affect the alt market. So a lot of people think negatively of Bitcoin because of that. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think XRP's, it's got potential. It really depends on this SEC court case and the outcome of that. I mean, from what I remember, I think Ripple's just the company that founded XRP. XRP is a crypto. Like, you can't. It's like trying to stop Bitcoin. XRP's out there. Like, people have the nodes or whatever. You can't cancel it per se. Thank you, Ben Brown, for the super sticker again. So, Bitcoin, like I said earlier, well and truly into buy zone 2. So, this continuation pattern here, this bearish continuation pattern, very similar to what we were looking at on Doge, I suppose you could say. Perhaps it was something more like this. Now I've got a folder with all of the patterns in there. Here we go. So we're currently dealing with a pennant, a bearish pennant, this one here. Fallen out of that bearish pennant. You could even have, you know, bearish rectangle, whatever you want to call it. It's a continuation, bearish continuation. We're looking for the reversals. We want the reversals to happen. So double bottom, inverse head and shoulders, a falling wedge. Those three are potentially what might turn this around, or might be the signal to show us that it has turned around. So Solana is excellent at the moment. It's basically right back down to where it started, $30. Pretty cheap. It's coming down to these supports from the past here. It's at $20. Let's grab a different type of line. About $20, $19, $12. So let's get this up to 20. So we've got this previous resistance here, became future support, arguably 4 times. Now we've come back down and we're approaching that same zone, that same level of support resistance at $20. I'm back. Sorry about that. So we've hit this zone here. Like I said earlier, this previous support, which was 26,700. We've technically broken that actually. We're seeing this little bit of uptick simply because it's the new daily candle and you usually get a bit of that. So daily candle starting right there. And you can see it caused a bit of a bump up. That may not be very long-lived. We'll see. We're going to see. We're going to see if this is a sustained like recovery off this slipping, or will it be just further bleeding from here? I wish I could give you a definitive answer to that. If I had the answers, I'd be a multi-millionaire by now. But all we've got is strategy and technical analysis to try and see where it might go. So from a technical standpoint, has the selling exhausted yet? Like, is there more to go? I think that it's reasonable to think that we're going to at least see, or not at least, but just see $20,000, because it's a huge psychological number in all of the traders and investors' minds about Bitcoin, because we remember 20K being the big number to beat back through all of this crypto winter here. So 20,000 is the number. We might get a bit of relief, like, you know, we might have, this could happen where we get some kind of relief that comes back up to 36K, but then we continue to slip. You know what I mean? That could happen as well, which is like kind of what happened here. Like, we got all this relief, but it didn't amount to much. Like we just continued down. So it is a big deal to try and break this cycle of lower highs and lower lows, because we've got our lows all telling us where the trend is, where we're headed. So I don't think it's crazy to forecast a $20,000 Bitcoin. We will see. Let's delete some of these lines. It looks like even this little uptick is already starting to collapse. Let's go back to the 5-minute. Yeah, look at that. Looks like the bloodshed continues, potentially. But yeah, if you've got buy orders staggered down here, this is only good news for us, you know, for you guys. So let's watch this on the fast time frame, a 1 minute. So this little dead cat bounce, is it gonna be further bloodshed, or is it are we gonna get a relief? Let's do a bit of a poll. Will BTC will BTC continue? Cast your votes once that poll shows up. One person thinks yes. Okay. So a lot of you are thinking, okay. So the sentiment is not strong for Bitcoin at the moment. We're sort of feeling a bit more of a downturn there. And I don't disagree. I think, yeah, I really think it's gonna start to come down. There's just no real sign yet of strong recovery. So all the bears are very much in control at the moment. There's a lot of shorts happening. Shadow, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Rick, welcome back. What is your opinion and CRV? I'm thinking, so CRV, I don't know much about it. It fundamentally, I'll have a look at the chart in a second. I'm just going to see if if we get a new low. Looks like it's teasing at the moment. It's very close to that the low from just before. All of what, 40 minutes ago? How long ago was that? Yeah, about 43 minutes ago. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what happens. Here it comes. So I'll get the CRV chart ready while we watch Bitcoin here. Binance. CRV, do I have it in my list? I should, because I remember CRV. There it is. And much like a lot of the other alts, I think CRV is waiting on Bitcoin. You know, we're waiting for Bitcoin to show strength before any kind of confidence can be put into the altcoin market. But let's give it a quick look. CRV I've got here. Bitcoin's about to let go. Maybe. So let's have a look. We've got this is the daily for CRV. CRV has a bit of a support range down here. It's currently coming up to this zone here, which was previous resistance. It did get broken here and to go up, obviously, but yeah, that's the sort of area that it's coming into. It's falling back into this cradle zone, and hopefully it finds some decent support at 30 cents, 34 cents. There goes Bitcoin. It just cracked that new low. Will it hold 26K, which is down here? Let's find out. So yeah, CRV, I would think it just depends on the fundamentals. Like, if you've done your research on it and you believe in that project and the team behind it, then these are amazing prices to accumulate CRV. And it may even come down further, but yeah, I don't know much about it fundamentally to comment further than that. But yeah, it's all of the altcoins. It's a similar story for a lot of the altcoins. You know, it's these prices have come right back down to where they were previously, before the bull cycle. So they've given back all of their accrued value, and we're just waiting for this bleed out to finish so that we can, you know, establish a ground or a bit of a support zone. So we thought that the support might be around here at 30, you know, and we did hold that zone, that buy zone 1 for some time. It was what, a month, about 30 days, 33, 34 days. So, and now we're sort of really testing that bottom end of the, and you know, you could argue that it's been broken. So where are we now? So yeah, another red day. It looks like so far the majority of you were right with the poll there. You could say it was an easy short, you know, opening up a short. As soon as we broke this support here, let me go back to the 4-hour chart. When we broke this, and you know, this one as well, there was a support there, bit of support range there. That those are signs that there's going to be further move down. And not to mention the big old bearish continuation pattern that we've been in, like squeezing down and then, yeah, you break down out of that after the squeeze. So it's all textbook, really. It's to be expected in a bear market, these continuation patterns to the downside. So we're well and truly into our buy zone 2. It'd be nice to see a 3. I mean, let me move this back to here so it makes a bit more sense. I mean, buy zone 2 might even just last this long or this long. It just depends how fast it falls, but these are just here for argument's sake. Just to note the prices, not the time. Time is the horizontal axis, of course. Price being the vertical. So yeah, as far as Doge is concerned, that's well and truly back into this market back here, where we hit that 9-cent high and then bounced around for some time before we got that explosion up. That was incredible. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it is scary to short the market. It's always, for me, it always feels scary because the prospect of buying the, like, you know, shorting at the bottom, like you feel like you're sort of late to the party. You know, shorting was feasible from here, obviously, like the very all-time high, and then we've had all this time to get shorts in. But if you're only making shorts right now, like it feels riskier, like it feels more dangerous. But hindsight is 2020, so it's easy to look back and say, oh, I should have done a short. Just like right now, like in the future, we're going to look back on this moment right now, right here, go, oh, I should have done this. Because we've got all the candles behind us to show what we should have done. But we don't have the future, we don't have the data that we want. We sort of just have to forecast it and try to figure out what's the most likely scenario. Mozart's Magic Flute. Hey, glad to see you still active, bro. Keep it up. Alt season soon. Thank you, Mozart's Magic Flute. And yes, it's just a matter of time. We just have to be patient. But yeah, there will be another bull cycle. I'm pretty confident. I mean, I could be totally wrong. Obviously, there's always that chance, but I'm I'm pretty damn sure that there will be another cycle. Like, it just seems ridiculous that everything would just go to zero and never come back. Like, something dramatic has to happen for that to happen. All of maybe potentially all of the exchanges go down and never come back. That might be something that kills crypto. But I don't see that happening. You know, it's so easy to get fearful in a bear market. Like, it just feels like the end. Like, it happened back. Let's go back to the daily chart. Imagine how negative people were feeling about crypto down here. And like, you know, just this whole capitulation, like this just boring lower highs, lower lows squeezing, like the volatility just got squeezed to death. It just went flat. Nothing happened. This was a nice little, like, optimistic move. Like, ooh, okay, crypto can do something still. And then we got all this crazy volatility down. Yeah, 2019 was a pretty crazy year, really, even though it was part of the, you know, the bear cycle, I suppose, like this whole flat zone. But if you look at it logarithmically, it is very hyper. Like, there's a lot of action going on in 2019, even 2018. So that whole 2 years between 2018 and 2020, that's a big chunk of activity, of volatility. What is the range of that? Let's have a look. Delete all these squiggles. So we've got lowest point to highest point. That's a 330% move up. It lost, like, from peak to trough, 81% down. That's a massive, massive downturn. 80% downturn, like, it's crazy. So yeah, it's relative, isn't it? Like, to price. So, and then we got that giant bull run over there. Just insane to see Bitcoin go almost $70,000 when it's spent the majority of its life below $1,000 or below 10K. Yeah, very wild. So crypto can be like that. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the micro. See what's happening. Further selling. What's it lost so far? 2.5% almost from that high. Let's zone in on that $26,000 price point. Let me type it in here so it's exact. So 26,000. There's the magic level. I'm going to delete this one. Let's go to, say, the 5-minute. There's not much in it between the lowest point back down to the round number of 26,000. It's 1% down. I think we'll probably see that today. I think we'll see a $26,000 Bitcoin today. But let's find out. Yeah, that you're right. Iron Ale, there could be some kind of a relief off this bleed out. There could be some relief, but yeah, overall, we're in a huge downtrend. It's like a multi-month downtrend. So I think it's a bit bold to suggest that we've found the bottom yet. I think we're still hunting for that bottom. Might take some more time, but we were all hoping that 30k was going to be the bottom, the floor, but yeah, no. Price hung around 30,000. It's been teasing us for a month now. So that poll, 43 votes. A lot of participation on that one. Thank you for casting your vote. I'll end the poll. It looks like it's a pretty resounding yes. BTC will continue to sell off today. That's the sort of vibe check. We could all be wrong, but we'll see. Mike V, we're definitely a whole lot closer to the bottom than we were just weeks ago. Yes, agreed. Ada Cardano. Let's have a look at that. I'm going to open up the ADA chart and see what we've got. Okay. So Ada, it's a very interesting chart. It's reminds me a little bit of Ethereum. You know, Ethereum looks like this on the weekly. It had its all-time high set in. There was this massive valley of just bear market, and ADA had a similar kind of thing, but this is on a daily scale, not a weekly. So, but you can see with the chart, they look reminiscent of each other. ETH weekly, ADA weekly. They're very similar. ADA's got a very sharp sell-off here. Slippery slope down. But yeah, I still think these are great buys. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't buy it all at once at these prices. Just dollar cost averaging, I think, is the best approach. But, you know, you do you. Ethereum is below its previous all-time high, which is a big deal. That's continuing to sell off. Doge is struggling to hold 6.5 cents. It's approaching 6 cents, just the same as Bitcoin's approaching 26k. Quant, Scott asks. Let's have a look at Quant. Quant, I think, is QNT. Ooh, yeah. That's gone downhill significantly. So that's just continuing to bleed out. That's not to say that it doesn't have a future. It's just, it's a very weak performer in this bear market. Like it's giving back everything that it made. But hey, we'll see what happens in the bull cycle. We'll see which of these alts is going to really outperform the others and recover strong. So yeah, I think I don't know if we're going to get any super red candles, like where it's just, let me show you what I mean. Like, I mean, it feels like we've already had them. Let's go to the daily chart and I'll tell you what I mean. Like, see this one here? That was a big fat down candle there. It came all the way down to here in one day. That's a big jump down. How many thousands of dollars is that? Almost $12,000 down in a single day. There was a wick, so it did bounce back up a bit, but yeah, that range, that $12,000 price action in a single day is very dramatic. Yesterday's was under 2,000 in comparison to that $12,000 down. You got some severe ones over here, like this one. The top to the bottom, the high to the low. $13,500 in a single day. It's crazy. But Bitcoin has had some real solid days in the bull market, in the bull cycle side of things. This was a $8,500 gain in a single day. This big green candle here. I think that was the Elon Musk candle where he was saying that he would accept Bitcoin for his Tesla cars, but I think, I might be wrong, but I think that was the one. And then there was the Elon Musk wick, where he put Bitcoin in his Twitter bio. Yeah, there was a lot of Elon Musk shenanigans in this part of the market back here. That was early 2021. Good times, good times. We're going to have good times again. Because look, if you go back to 2018, 2017, these were some great times for alts and Bitcoin. And it felt like it was never going to come back. It felt like that was it. That was, the show's over. You know, we're not going to see those kind of crazy moves again. But lo and behold, here we are. With an amazing history on Bitcoin. Bitcoin does wild things. So why can't it do it again? You know, there's some smart people, there's some really wealthy people out there that made a lot of money on crypto. Do you think they're really going to leave this instrument in the dust and not do it again? They're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep exploiting this market. So I'm pretty confident that you're going to see another crazy bull market. It's just a matter of time. And the more sell-off we get, the more dramatic the recovery is going to be. So this is all good news. These prices coming down so severe is excellent. We want that. You know, we should be inviting a $15,000 Bitcoin. You should be praying for that, you know. Because like every action, well, it's not quite like physics. It doesn't have to have an equal and opposite reaction, but yeah, if you get violent moves down, like sometimes the bounce can be, or the recovery can be explosive, you know? Just like we saw the slingshot with Bitcoin back when the COVID-19 thing broke out. Look at that slingshot. So this was the COVID-19 drop, and look what it did. It caused this huge slingshot, and that energy of it coming back up, just perpetual, just went up, 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 up. Because the world, I guess, it was the perfect storm for crypto, because the world, there was so much uncertainty on the future of, you know, stocks, traditional markets, like money in general. So a lot of people did participate in crypto during that uncertain time of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it was like the perfect storm. This whole bull market here was thanks to the COVID outbreak and just the economic turbulence globally. Global economic turbulence. So as tragic and as, like, you know, upsetting as for the world those times are, it creates incredible trading. Like incredible, it's you know, there's opportunity in like turmoil, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's, I guess, just the reality of markets, the way markets act. Negativity creates an opportunity for setting yourself up for the recovery, like the bounce back. And we're definitely in the midst of this, further global tensions happening in, the whole Russia-Ukraine thing. That's causing a lot of uncertainty. Changes in government that causes uncertainty. Financial crises or crises. Anything to shake up the system, like to rattle the cage. Anything to stir up the status quo is good for markets and trading in general, I think. If everything was just flat, plain and boring and normal and safe, we wouldn't be able to make money because everything would just be set and flat. There'd be no differential in price. So you need that volatility. You need that sell-off, and so that you can capitalize on the recovery. But don't watch it go by. Like if these low prices happen and you haven't bought, you'll have missed the opportunity if the market starts to recover. I mean, I feel like we've got plenty of time because this is only the beginning of this downturn. Well, it's not the beginning, but we're still working our way back to these previous highs in Bitcoin. That previous high of 20K, we're still whittling our way down to that mark, it feels. So I still think there's time, but yeah, it's buying on the way down is a hell of a lot better than buying on the way up. I'll tell you that much. When there's a bull market, all the new money buys. Oh, look, it's going up again. Let's buy it. Let's catch the rest of this run here. But you should be doing the opposite. During a downturn like we're seeing, lower highs, lower lows, that is buying season. That's accumulation. So if you're cost averaging, you're doing the right thing long term. That's textbook. It's the reverse of what the majority of the retail market does, like the everyday mum and dad investors. They jump in on the hype and then they ignore everything when it's trending down. So they do exactly the opposite of what you're supposed to do, of what you should do to make money anyway. So look at this. We're approaching that $26,000 big psychological number right now. Oh, I think you're definitely right there, Scott, too. So anything that has set up an ecosystem like, your Solana, Ethereum, those have a purpose because a lot of different projects depend on them working and functioning to survive. Yeah, they are a lot harder to take down, I think. Solana has suffered a few crashes recently where their network has been overloaded, sort of like a DDoS attack on a website. But yeah, hopefully that's something that they can overcome. Maybe they'll be able to develop something within the Solana protocol to kind of counteract that and keep things running without things going offline, going down. But yeah, who knows? I'm not a cryptographer, so I've got no idea what that takes and what the implications of trying to fix something like that are. Someone explained it well with Ethereum. They said fixing Ethereum's issues is like trying to fix a plane while it's flying. You know, like trying to. It's very hard to fix something when it's already in flight, like it's already on the move. It's already in full operation and function. If you stop it, it could be catastrophic. Like if you were to pull the wings off a plane to give them a service while it's flying, you can see what I mean. You can see that analogy. So here comes that $26,000 Bitcoin, I think. We're working down to it. There'd be a lot of fear. You know, if we lose 26K, it wouldn't surprise me if it started staggering further. But yeah, the good thing is if you're buying now, like if you're just averaging in, you're just picking up crypto where you can, what you can afford, there's nothing like, at least you're not buying the tops. Exactly right, buddy. Thank God you haven't bought any of the tops. So yeah, whereas if you're selling during a bull market, that's good because you're taking profit off good buys that you made in the bear market. Here we go, $26,000. Did we get there? Yes, we touched it. Looks like we've hit a bunch of buys at the 26K. This is pretty entertaining, hey? Seeing how the sorry if you can hear my dog barking. Shh, 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 shh. So here we are at 26K. Is it gonna hold? So far that candle looks pretty amazing on the 1 minute chart. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of weird to suggest that 26K is the bottom because it's like in the middle of nowhere, I guess. Let's zoom out and see. $26,000 doesn't really have much significance in the past. Like, let's have a look. What happened? This is when we passed it. This is when we passed through before. Maybe there was a bit of support at it down here, like when we came up, we launched off it. But yeah, nothing significant, nothing crazy. 24,295 was resistance here for a fair bit of time, few days. So yeah, I don't see why $26,000 is so special. It's just the current price. That's where we're at. That's what we're fighting to maintain, that round number. But long term, I don't think 26K is anything. You know, there's nothing in the price history that says that that's the turning point. 20K is more of a big deal than 26. We want that $20,000 Bitcoin. And if we go down there, you best believe there's going to be at least some kind of reaction off 20, I think. You know, if we're to go through 20, you're going to see at least some kind of a bounce at 20, I think. Let's say the price goes down to 16,000. It won't go straight down there. It's going to bounce off 20 for some time. Or for some amount, it'll bounce off 20 and then continue down. So it's that bounce that could be like a good opportunity to do a quick trade, you know, like buy 20, sell 25 or something like that, you know? Or, yeah. Yeah, there's still weakness here. Look, we've come up on this beautiful green candle, but I think that's only created opportunities for people to open shorts. You know, where do you open a short? On the relief, like on the relief part of the rally. So During a downturn, you get these little relief parts that come up and give you an opportunity to get in. So if you remember from the bull market, it's the pullbacks. You know, these are the buy spots. When something pulls back, you buy. If you're day trading, you buy the pullback and you sell the uptick. Like you sell up here. So that's the strategy. So in a downtrend, it's the same thing. It's just inverted. So you've got the trend, and you're basically selling the high. You're opening a short at the high, like on the high, on the uptick, on the relief, and then you sell the low, like as it comes down and swings low again. Or you can hold it, whatever. Just depends what you're doing. If you're scalping, so just remember which includes swing trading, scalping, day trading. That is a different ball game entirely to investing. When I'm talking about dollar cost averaging and accumulating, that is an investment thing. You know, that's buying for long term. Like you hold it for like 12 months or so or more. Though that's a totally different game to trading. Trading's, as we know, that's the thing that attracts a lot of people to it because it's fast. It seems like fast results, fast money, I guess. But you can also lose it fast, so be careful. Yeah, it's very hard to. It's always hard to forecast what's going to happen, Tuggy. So yeah, 24K. That might prove to be a range of support. Right now we're coming back down to test 26 again. See if that holds. Unlikely. I think it's going to go further down, but I mean, the trend is your friend, you know. What does the trend say? Down. Have we got a reversal? No, there's no reversal pattern yet. So why would you think that this is the bottom? So that's my line of thinking. That's how I sort of see it. And the only thing that would pick this up is manipulation. Like if some whale came in, like some multi-billionaire came in and just bought it all up for some reason at this level. You know, if you have the money, you can choose where Bitcoin finds support. You know, just buy all the sell orders, buy the walls, just buy, and that would pick the price up. But yeah, from a technical standpoint, we're in no man's land. There's nothing to $26,000. Like, what is 26? There's no price action off it in the past, at least not in a significant way. So it'd just be very strange for it to recover from here long term in the middle of nowhere. But I mean, the same can be said in a bull market. Like when price went up to $69,000, almost 70K, why did it stop there? Like, why didn't it stop at, 65K or 66? Why 69,000? Like, that just happened to be the number where demand basically got exhausted, There has to be a point of exhaustion. And it's the same for sell-offs. There's going to be a point of exhaustion for this selling. And, to be able to, in order to sell Bitcoin, you have to hold it. You have to be holding it to sell it. So someone is causing these drops that once upon a time held a lot of it. because they're offloading it. So I think the whole thing's just manipulation. Like you get walls that get put up, sell walls, and which you cannot buy through those sell walls because they're too massive unless you're a whale. And it's the whales, they sort of like, they know what they're doing. Like they coordinate the ups and downs. I don't know if they're in communication with each other. Maybe there's like this big syndicate of whales that they sort of collaborate and say, look, we need to drive the price down to here so that we can accumulate and get ready for 2025. You know what I mean? Like there might be this plan. You never know. Or we need to get ready for 2023. I don't know. Who knows when the next bull cycle's going to be, but there's a lot of theories out there. And that's what happens when you have nothing, you come up with ideas and all you can do is speculate. And that's where the conspiracy theories come through. So $26,000 didn't hold. We're down at 25.9. Yeah, good point, Chris dude. You know, if major conflict breaks out because of the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, that could cause more instability, which in turn provides amazing buy opportunities. So yeah, Doge is having a hell of a time. Look at that. It's teasing 6 cents, isn't it? It's really very close to losing that 6 cent psychological number, that big round number. What happened at 7 cents? Was there any big major when we first broke below? Yeah, right here. Might have to go to the 15-minute to view 7 cents. Yeah, over here. Okay. Let me go to the daily actually. On the way down for Doge. Oh, okay. So 7 cents was punched like 11th of May. Let's have a look. Yeah, so 7 cents is like this low right here. But yeah, you can see what happens with these big round numbers. So 7 cents. Yes, there was a little bit of wicks that went through 7, but 7 was the number. That was the number where people, like the markets was like, okay, that's the bottom for the moment for Doge, and it recovered 37% off that 7 cent low. But now we're looking at a 6 cent Doge coin. Are we going to get any kind of reaction off 6? Maybe not. Maybe it's 5 cents that gets the reaction. Time will tell. $26. Anyway, yeah, that's what's happening at the moment. It's another red day, at least for now to begin with. It could turn into a green day. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, things are looking pretty hairy at the moment. Beta. DW. Rick, I can't believe it's been a year since the Doge parties. Hope you are well, sir. Yeah, it's crazy. It's gone so fast. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. Yeah, Dogecoin. Yeah, there's a lot of good fun on Doge. Like, this was just the best time. Like, this ride from down here up to here, April last year, that was awesome. Good fun. I started up my channel on April the 20th, I think it was, 420. Yeah, off the back of that initial run up to 45 cents on Doge. This is when Crypto Down Under started right there. And then we got this this bleed out. We thought it was all over, and then we got this recovery because Elon Musk was coming onto SNL right here. So that this was the everyone was thinking, oh, he's gonna say something about Doge, and then that caused this massive rally, and then SNL happened, and nothing really, nothing really happened. He talked about Bitcoin, and he said, did he say Bitcoin was a hustle or that Doge was a hustle? Anyway, and then it just it's just slumped ever since. But yeah, I'm not writing it off forever. It'll have its day. Every dog has its day. Ethereum, Bitcoin. Sold your bags at 70? Well done. I did some trades on Doge, like through here, through these areas, but never have I held anything that I bought during this uptick. I did not hold anything. I got rid of it. I sold it. The first little smell of danger, I was like, nah, I'm not holding this. It's just not. It's not something to hold on to. Like, it's not a. To me, it's not a blue chip crypto, but I know there's a lot of Doge fans out there, so yeah, it could certainly do that viral thing again where it just exploded. And Shiba Inu stole the thunder of Doge, if you ask me. Shib. It basically took that whole Doge phenomenon and stole its thunder and just where are the S's here? Shib. Shib must be right down there, yeah. Wow. But yeah, Shib exploded, didn't it? It went crazy. 1300%. I think Doge did better though, maybe. From like these lows here. Oh, roughly the same, 1400. So yeah, it did a very similar thing. 1300, 1400%. How did Ethereum go last year? These lows, these market bottoms. 3,000. Almost 4,000%. From all the depths of the bear market to the high, the all-time high. From the COVID drop to the all-time high, Bitcoin went a few 100%. Oh, 1,600. It did really well. 1,658. But if you're talking Doge came from the depths. Like it came from like sub 1 cent. Like if you're talking down here, the returns were insane if you were able to buy it down there. 31,500%. That's crazy. 315x. Basically, if you bought $1,000 worth of Doge, you would have had $250,000 as it came up here. Amazing. Look at that. Doge is teasing 6 cents. I'm going to get a 6-cent line happening so that we can follow it. Yeah, bang on 6 cents there. Okay. We're on the 1-minute chart right now for Doge. At 6 cents. We've seen the Bitcoin 26 cent. Sorry, 26K. That got broken. So will Doge hold 6? Maybe. Who knows? Now I'm bashing Doge. Yeah, I don't mean to. But my opinion on Doge doesn't matter, to be honest. Like it doesn't matter. Like the market as a whole decides what happens with Doge, not me, not you, not anyone. Like it's the market as a whole. So what happens in the next bull cycle is gonna happen, regardless of what some YouTube person tells you. So yeah, my guess is as good as yours as to what happens with Dogecoin. It'd feel amazing to be any kind of millionaire, I reckon. But yeah, to think that, like, if you were to tell people, I bought my mansion and my 2 sports cars because of Doge, that'd be amazing. That's like a story to tell. I think I'd prefer to tell people that than if I had won the lottery. Like, if I won some kind of lottery, I think it's more fun to say I made it off Dogecoin. That what do I think about ACH? Let me see what ACH even is. 1 second. Oh, yes. I think I remember ACH. Oh, man. Yeah, that had a rough old time. That thing's just bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. But if it's still around in the next bull cycle, this thing has got a long ways to come back up, doesn't it? So that could potentially give some serious returns. If you believe in ACH, I don't even know what it is, but yeah. Put us to sleep, why don't you? Well, I'm doing my best, Rob. I'm doing my best to put you to sleep, so you're welcome. Michael, fair enough. That's a good strategy. Just keep your wealth private. Don't let anyone know, because then they'll come for it. Protect your capital. Wow, it's amazing to see 60 people. We got 60. I think it went up as high as 66 before. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Appreciate that. This is probably the most action my channel has seen in a long time. 60 people. I remember the glory days of like 400, 500 people or more. But I ain't complaining. I wonder how the other channels are doing from our community. So we've got people on the other channels. Yeah, I can see them. They're happening. Everyone's capturing this moment where we're getting this crash. So channels here. Yeah, not a hell of a lot more to see than just Bitcoin slowly moving down, hey? Like you get a little bit of a relief every now and then, but for the most part, this trend is heading down. The last 6 hours, 7 hours has been quite bloody. Let's delete these lines here. So buy zone 1 has been completed. Let's say you over the time or over the zone of buy zone 1. Let's say you spend $1,000 accumulating in there, and now you're like, why didn't I just wait? See, we didn't know it was going to come down into buy zone 2. Like it very well may have headed back up from here. Like, you know, we may have seen the bottom, but we're down in buy zone 2 now. So how can you improve a position that averages around $30,000 with, you know, you buy more? So buy zone 2, maybe you spend double what you bought. This is just an example. This is not advice. I'm just saying it as an example. Okay, so you spent $2,000, twice as much money, but your money's more powerful, remember, as price drops down. So that's gonna improve your position. So your average would now be like more, instead of 30,000, it might be something more like 27. And then by zone 3, if you have the money, you can improve even further accumulation. You can double it. Just double down. That's where the saying comes from, I reckon. You just double down. If it falls again into the teens, well, you better have 8 grand ready to go, because there'd be a hypothetical buy zone 4, and you know, you just, as it falls, like, you're just accumulating, your money becomes really powerful, and before you know it, you've got a few Bitcoin on your hand, ready for the next bull cycle. That's the strategy. That's the idea of dollar cost averaging. You're just lowering your position as prices fall. Like you're accumulating more and more, ready for the next cycle. All right. BTC double bottom at 25,370. Yeah, maybe. So where was the first bottom? 25,370. I don't think Bitcoin's ever dipped down this low before, like after our all-time high, of course. So I guess if we get a bounce at 25,370, and then price falls again to 25,370, that's where it could double bottom. But Yeah, me too, Tuggy. The Luna hype train. Like, see, with the alts, they're very speculative. They're more speculative than Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are speculative. It's just that alts are more speculative. They're more dangerous, but they give bigger returns because the volatility is different in an altcoin compared to these bigger coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Sorry, I missed your message before. Little Smokies, Ricky Ricardo, good to hear your voice. A little birdie told me it's about to pump. Well, good to see your words, Little Smokies. I hope it pumps, but I'm not. I'm not holding my breath for that. Let's see if. Yeah, we're still turning down. We're now well underneath that $26,000 psychological number. So the buy zones aren't any kind of calculation on my part. I just, you could have had 6 buy zones between 30 and 20. This is just like an example of like, where you would purchase. Like, so this could be even something like this. You could have it like this. So buy zone 2's there, buy zone 3's more like here. Buy zone 4, maybe that's like here. It's just as long as it's stepping down and it's like, it's covering a period of time. That's all that matters with these buy zones. It's just basically to illustrate dollar cost averaging. That's all. No worries, buddy. Thanks for tuning in if you're heading off. Yeah, this was just an example of where to accumulate. But yeah, we're well and truly in zone 3 right now. Um, I don't know much about the ETH POS. I don't even know what that means, man. Point of sale? Piece of I don't know. The ETH POS. The ETH POS change going on. Proof of stake? Is that what that POS means? Um, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to learn about it. I have to do some research on the proof of stake thing because I know it's proof of work, or it has been up until this point at least. So, and there's always been talk about it changing to proof of stake, and I think that's what the whole ETH 2.0 thing is. And it's just been delayed and pushed back and delayed and delayed and delayed, and there's always this talk. Yeah. Good night, buddy. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Anyway, guys, as far as the market goes, it's another, well, at least to begin with, this daily candle, it's another red day, another downturn day, but um, you know that may not sustain. Like that may that may turn around and start picking up again. So who knows? But at the moment, prices are cheaper, accumulation's looking really good. But yeah, for now, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I'll pick it up again. If anything dramatic happens in the market, I'll be sure to jump on and share my thoughts. But yeah, at least for now, it's a buy from me, and wishing you guys all the best, and stay safe, and happy trading and happy accumulating if you're doing so. All right, see you guys.